I have been talking about QNT for a very long time, since going all the way back to 2021, and it still remains one of the strongest fundamental utility-based projects that this space really does have to offer. And I feel as though there's a lot of you that have been listening, but there's also, a lot of you that haven't been listening when I do talk about Quant. And I just feel as though this is probably one of the most misunderstood projects in this space as well. In this video, I want to talk a lot about what's happening right now within the Quant ecosystem, because I think that everyone's just looking at one thing, and that's exactly what's on my screen right now, which is the chart and the price. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in. First off, let's actually talk about the price, because in the last month, QNT is down about almost 12%. We are still just trading under $100, by the way. Perfect accumulation zone, in my opinion, as well. Anything under $100 for QNT is a steal for the long-term future ahead. This is what the 1 year looks like on QNT. Nothing too impressive here. And this is what the all-time chart for QNT also looks like. Guys, this is one of the most craziest charts that this space actually has right now, trading live. Why? Look at that chart. It's one massive sideways path, just waiting for something to happen. I would argue that QNT is coiled up in a massive way right now. And it's been over almost 4 years since we hit an all-time high. The last all-time high was September of 2021. So we're coming up on almost 4 years. So the longer that we coil up here, the higher that we will go. I do think that QNT has a high probability of hitting $1,000 to $5,000 this cycle. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all, if I'm being honest with you guys. But I'm really interested in the long term here, which we will talk about in a second. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that QNT is blockchain agnostic. For those out there that constantly put in the comments, but it's an ERC20 token, so I'll just, ignore it. Yes, it's on Ethereum, but it's a blockchain agnostic project, which means it could be an ERC20 token. But if they wanted to go over to, say for so, Hedera, they could. It's agnostic. It means that it could tap into any chain. It could plug and play into any chain in the space. But let's start off with this. So, Quant has been making some big moves lately. Number one, the new SATP sandbox. We have here from Gilbert Verdian, the CEO of Quant, saying great work from Juan Horol. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly. It's a new release, but we can't wait to see what developers and enterprises build with it. So this is the actual breakdown from Juan. And if we look at this, we have introducing the new SATP sandbox by Quant Network, a dedicated testing environment built into the Overledger that lets you simulate and experiment with digital asset transfers between gateways without risking real funds. This is great. In fact, I think that this is incredible because, this is allowing anyone to build agnostic applications. For an example, here we have, powered by Quant's Overledger technology, the SATP sandbox is designed to overcome blockchain fragmentation. Overledger's multi-chain architecture abstracts the complexities of individual DLTs, enabling seamless interoperability between networks. At its core, the SATP sandbox simulates the entire asset transfer process. It begins with the call to initiate a digital asset transfer endpoint. And then from that point, it's broken down into a whole bunch of phases. Now, if you guys do remember, right, this was the same exact breakdown or, solution that was spotlighted in Rosalind, right, which was a BIS CBDC based project. This is that exact same solution. So I am excited to see what some developers can build with this. I'm excited to see what this allows the space to accomplish as well. This is a huge move. But outside of this, we also saw Oracle one of their long-standing partners, launch the Oracle Blockchain Platform Digital Assets Edition, or OBPDA. So this is interesting for many reasons. I'll talk about it here in a second, but we have Quant is delighted to support Oracle in driving the next wave of blockchain interoperability. Over here we have from Gilbert Verdian, one of our long-standing partners, Oracle announced the launch of the Oracle Blockchain Platform Digital Assets Edition, which integrates Quant Network's technology to enable a secure, programmable, and highly interoperable digital economy through unified ledgers. Guys, first and foremost, number one is Oracle. We all know Oracle's name. It's a massive giant in and around the enterprise world, that, Web 2 world as well, TradFi. I mean, listen, I don't think that I even need to break Oracle down. You guys get the gist, right? That's huge. Just Oracle's name is huge here. But then you think about this a little bit more, and you have that integration with Quant Network, but it's focused on tapping into unified ledgers, the same exact thing that's being pushed by the BIS, the same exact thing that's being pushed by the IMF, all of the big players that are telling you that the new internet, the finternet, aka the internet of value, is on its way, utilizing unified ledgers. Do you see how big Quant is actually here when we think about it, right? Like, Quant is the foundation for this. Also, big shout to Tokenizer. He works with me on the Web3 alert. He works with me actually on a lot of things. If you really want to tap into some solid Quant information, guys, Tokenizer has been all in on Quant for a very long time. Not to put a spotlight on it, but Tokenizer, in my opinion, is a QNT whale. He has to be at this point. But we have here, I got a feeling the groundwork for Oracle's digital asset platform was laid long ago, after all their partnership with QNT began in 2019, back when Quant joined Oracle's startup program. So why launch now? Well, if you look at the market and regulatory conditions, now is the perfect timed opportunity to provide infrastructure for tokenized markets. We're seeing public DLT innovations with institutional RWAs from likes of Securitize, Archix, and on top of this, there's obviously now governments moving on chain with the likes of CBDCs and digital IDs. Oftentimes in business, the success of a product and service isn't determined by how good it is, it's how well the product and service fits with the market at that given moment. You could bring a super disruptive innovation such as AI, but if the market doesn't recognize its value, then it's seen as worthless. Oracle isn't dumb. They've been one of the biggest companies in the world for years, and in return, they're going to opt to make smart revenue-focused business decisions, such as launch the infrastructure to their digital asset platform at the perfect time when tokenization becomes an industry focus. Once again, Quant's always been 2 steps ahead. Now, I love this breakdown here in terms of the diagram, right? Because we have how it started at the top, and then at the bottom, how it's going. So this is the actual Oracle blockchain platform, Digital Assets Edition. You have external orchestrator, which is the Quant Network's overledger. If you look at this, okay, it's all based around tokenization, CBDCs, anything that you can think of around this space, around the digital financial system essentially becoming a reality. All of that is tapped in here. And Quant is the facilitator. If we even go back to the actual announcement here, right? Like, this is the full post from Quant, okay? If we look into this, they're even addressing how the financial landscape is going, it's undergoing a significant transformation. It's all fueled by tokenization and rapid expansion of digital assets. We've seen this, right? All of the big banks are now talking about it. I keep bringing up the BIS because it's the central bank of central banks. We know that at this current point in this space, the infrastructure side, the foundational side of this new world is so crucial to focus on. I love talking about pillars in Web3. And when I say pillars, I don't mean actual pillars. I mean projects that are becoming, the key pieces that are actually building out Web3 and this new internet of value. because this is happening right now. I mean, I don't think that it's a big secret. I don't think that you guys are surprised that I'm saying, oh, hey, it's happening now, when you have names like Franklin Templeton tokenizing, BlackRock is now tokenizing, BlackRock is telling you, hey, we want to tokenize the stock exchange. I mean, these statements are insane. They're insanely bullish because it's giving us a hint at where we are actually headed. I mean, even central bank digital currencies, believe it or not, I get it, right? Like, nobody likes CBDCs. They're evil, right? They're, the end all be all. CBDCs are happening, regardless of if we want them or not. The big thing that I'm focused on when it comes to CBDCs is the numbers behind them. Okay, 98% of global GDP is represented by all of the players that are already exploring a CBDC. Now, everyone fears a CBDC. They think that it's going to, be the end of privacy and things like that. The thing about CBDCs is that we also have a lot of private-based companies working on CBDCs. I can make a whole video on just CBDCs alone, right? But the thing that I mainly want to focus on here is how many players are tapped in when it comes to CBDCs, how much innovation is happening with CBDCs, and all of the actual big players looking into a CBDC. Every G20 country is exploring a CBDC. This is something that I have been really starting to focus on in the past few months, because if we think about what a CBDC actually is, like, this is a central bank digital currency, fiat currencies are also going to be tokenized in the form of stablecoins. So now you have a mix of CBDCs, stablecoins, tokenized deposits, tokenized, equity, stocks, things like that. Like, all of these things are going to be on chain. Money is going to be on chain. The entire financial system is going to be on chain. How does all of this get connected? Well, we look at what Quant's doing. We look at more so what Quant's doing with unified ledgers. OBPDA is an enterprise-grade solution that's designed to streamline the development and deployment of digital asset applications to create unified ledgers. The reason why these unified ledgers are so crucial to focus on is because every single one of these individual ledgers have specific use cases tied to them. And Quant, with Overledger, providing that choice. So if I'm a, enterprise user, and I, want to utilize the speed of Hedera, and I want to utilize, the transactional capabilities of the XRP ledger, I can do that now without having to choose between one another. I can just utilize those efficiencies whenever I need it. That's why the unified ledger approach and the interconnectivity approach is so crucial. The fact that we can do that with what Quant is providing, that tech stack, right? It's a huge step in not only the, technological innovation that's happening in this space, but it's a huge step in the right direction on where this space is headed. Where it's not just going to be, oh, hey, this project's better than this project, so I have to invest in this project and completely forget about that. No, all of those low IQ discussions get thrown out, because now the efficiencies of specific projects can be leveraged by any player that wants to utilize them. That's why we look at what Project Rosalind did achieve, right? It demonstrated interoperability between retail CBDCs and commercial banks via secure API gateways and the UK's regulated liability network, which showcased our platform's ability to tokenize and settle commercial bank money across multiple ledgers. This is a very massive innovation, and it's provided by Quant. And even here, we actually have the full breakdown of the challenges that Oracle's blockchain platform, Digital Assets Edition, addresses. Instant domain expertise, lower development costs, faster innovation cycles, seamless interoperability. Again, this supports the vision of unified financial systems. And when we think about unified, right, it's all interconnected. Everything's connected. Enterprise-grade security, real-time insights, and aligning with Oracle's vision to really kind of tap into, these technologies in a big way, but also achieve their end goals, which is to really kind of bridge these financial systems with digital wallets and digital assets. And again, like, this is, I just don't understand how people read this look into what's happening right now, and they don't get insanely bullish on Quant. I mean, guys, Quant is absolutely killing the game right now. They're one of the first major players to be behind all of this. It's very easy to get caught up in the short term, hype about, meme coins are doing this and, this is doing that. And we go back to QNT, and QNT is not doing much. I mean, this is the last roughly, 2 years, almost 3 years now, right? But I don't want you guys to forget the target here, which is crypto is not some casino. Crypto isn't some get rich quick scheme. This is a technology asset class in its early days where every single massive player that has trillions of dollars tied to them. We look at the big banks, we look at the asset management companies, we look at the massive organizations that actually move, the world's money, supply. The BIS, the central banks, the IMF, the World Bank. I mean, guys, what are they all telling us? What are they all talking about? They're talking about the next financial system. They're talking about moving away from the traditional system that we're working on right now onto the chain, on chain. This is the digital technology revolution of finance as we know it, of basically everything around us as well. And Quant is a big facilitator of all of this. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.